And here we are with the next match of CKW versus the World, everyone. We've had some all-out action here tonight, a championship match for the X-Flyer title. We had a freaking cross-branded battle royal. And here we have a tag team match that came together because of almost two separate matches that were kind of conglomerated together because Samoa Joe of WWE and Chris Jericho of AEW decided to call out both A-List and Sean X-Ite to a tag team match. And for those of you that don't remember, Sean X-Ite and A-List used to be the sensation. They used to be a tag team. They were the first ever CKW tag team champions until Sean X-Ite betrayed A-List and they got into almost a blood rivalry for the longest time. A-List has been wanting his hands on Samoa Joe since Samoa Joe cost him before the World Tour. He had a world title match and got screwed over by Samoa Joe. They were forced to team up in the Dusty Rhodes Classic, could not work together, and lost. And he's been wanting his opportunity to face Samoa Joe forever. We got Chris Jericho calling out Sean X-Ite because he sees the potential and he wants to test the new guy, the new young blood. And now Samoa Joe and Chris Jericho just want to team up, and they forced them into a tag team match, and these two do not like each other in the least bit anymore.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Detroit, Michigan, weighing in at 268 pounds, A-List!
A-List and Sean X-Ite, since last season, have not been able to see eye to eye. They had a barn burner, a back and forth bloodbath back at Crogananza last season, and they had a hellacious fight like shortly before the World Tour. So it's like they want to get their hands on each other. I cannot honestly believe how they're going to be forced to work together again tonight.
And his partner from Detroit, Michigan, weighing in at 222 pounds, the X-Factor, Sean Evans.
Sean X-Ite, the leader of Extreme Defiance, his own little group of people that want to just go against the rules here in CKW and tear everything down. It's almost like the Wozniak Institution, except not as psychotic. And it's like his bodyguards, Quinn and Jaylee of frickin' Renegade X, started working together underneath him. They pretty much are like, he's like a mentor to them. He's like a leader to them. And they've been causing chaos since prior, I think since like the American Tour. The American Tour is when they started teaming up. And now we have Samoa goddamn Joe.
And their opponents first, from Huntington Beach, California, weighing in at 282 pounds, Samoa Joe!
And the crowd here in California. Joe is a massive name in the world of professional wrestling. From ROH and TNA all the way up to WWE, AEW, all this other stuff. Like, there's a reason why crowds chant Joe's gonna kill you. I remember watching him in TNA. I remember when the entire TNA invasion happened near the end of my WWE career. He destroys his opponents. And I cannot honestly believe that A-List would want to call him out. And then we have the legendary Chris Jericho. Oh my God. Just listen to the crowd here right now. A man that has been wrestling damn near 30 years Y2J Chris Jericho.
And his partner
Haymaker Chris Jericho.
from Winnipeg, Manitoba,
God.
Canada, weighing in at 230 pounds, Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho, a multi-time champion. WWE Intercontinental, WWE United States, the first ever undisputed champion in WWE history, AEW World Champion, WCW Cruiserweight Champion, multi-time tag team champion. Wrestled in all over Japan, all over Mexico, all over Canada, in America, WWF, WWE, ECW, WCW, AEW, New Japan, ROH. My God, what has this guy not done? And he had his eyes set on Sean X-Ite. So Sean X-Ite had to have done something to put an impression on Chris Jericho to be called out by him. And here we go. Samoa Joe starts off in the ring with A-List, and they go at one another. Oh, and a kick gets reversed by Samoa Joe. And Samoa Joe catches, drops the leg. Trying to end it right there. He almost lifts him dead off the mat. Sean X-Ite has not been able, A-List has not been able to have an offense here at all. But no, he gets a reversal and a kick to the gut and some form of a suplex. And now we have the fans here. And he's chanting for the fans here. And in a clothesline from behind. But how in the world, this makes me wonder, how in the world, Chris Jericho and Samoa Joe have some sort of connection. They're kind of friends in a weird way. They've teamed up before multiple times. They kind of have a good connection here. That's the reason why they want this tag team match. I don't know how in the world Sean X-Ite and A-List will cut her off the turnbuckle. Goes for a pin. One. And barely a one count. That was like a .75 count. Samoa Joe looks a little mad. Samoa Joe gets a tag in on Chris Jericho, who lifts him up for a muzzle buster. For Chris to go up for a leg stomp. Foot stomp. Chris Jericho going for the pin. One. And we have Sean X-Ite wanting to be in. A-List cannot even get to him, even if he wanted to tag him in, which I don't even know if he does. I don't know how in the world these two are going to work together. And a kick to the gut, and a pop, some form of a suplex. Chris Jericho, the man in this ring with the most experience and the most seniority in the world of professional wrestling. Like, the time Samoa Joe and Chris Jericho had combined is like 5 times the length of Sean X-Ite A-List. And he reluctantly tags him in, but we have Sean X-Ite in the ring with Samoa Joe, and they missed each other. Like, literally. Chris Jericho's been wrestling since, what, 1990? Samoa Joe's been wrestling since, like, 99, 2000. That's like a good 50 years combined between them. Oh, God. Thrown into the turnbuckle. Sean X-Ite gets a death press. Starting to punch the hell out of Samoa Joe. Fans in here may not like Sean X-Ite. Well, teaming up with A-List, and he gets a tag, and it's Chris Jericho, and it's Sean X-Ite. Oh! Sean X-Ite counters and gets him up for a knee to the face. Goes to the suplex. He gets the German suplex, takes down Chris Jericho for a pin. What? No. And he catches him with a rollover DDT. And he's telling him, Chris Jericho, Chris Jericho, Chris Jericho, Chris Jericho, Chris... Oh! Suplex drops him. Takedown maneuver from Chris Jericho. He catches him, throws him into the ropes, catches him with a power bomb for a lion salt. The lion salt. 1, 2. No. Chris Jericho not gonna. Sean X-Ite's not gonna take the line up. Oh God! He gets it right into the wall of Jericho to the Lion Tamer, and he's trying. And Sean. Oh! My God! Sean X-Ite gets tapped out. A-List could not. A-List completely missed a clothesline, not being able to break up the pin, and his partner gets friggin' submitted, and he just leaves the ring. Sean X-Ite's just laying there in the ring, and we see A-List walking up the ramp. A-List just left him. He said, "Screw this with Samoa Joe. You couldn't."
Here are your winners, Chris Jericho and Samoa Joe.
My God. Sean X-Ite is already gone. Sean X-Ite's being helped on the outside of the ring as A-List decided to walk out. Yeah, Samoa Joe must have not been that important.